crack it.
Okay, we are in action, ladies and gentlemen. For an eye base, I'm going to be using MAC Painterly Paint Pot with a dense eyeshadow brush. I'm going to be using a mixture of that and my finger to blend it out on my upper lid as well as my lower lash line. And I'm going to set the base with MAC's Soft Brown and the Morphe E23. For transition shade, I'm going to be using a light neutral brown that's in my Morphe 35O palette. And now we're going to start with the orange on the inner corner. And I'm using MAC's Orange as well as my Sigma E40 brush. I really wanted everything to blend seamlessly together. That's why I use a blending brush. So now I'm going to be taking a blush, and I don't remember the name of it, but it will be written down below. But it's like a muted pink, and I'm going to be applying this on the center of my eyelid as well as my crease and blending it in with the orange. And on the outer corner, I'm going to be applying MAC's Chrome Yellow as using the E40 brush once again. And as you guys can see, I'm doing it in a wing shape, if you will. And now I'm just blending everything together to make sure it looks like a sunsetting sky. So I keep going back over the yellow to make it as pigmented as possible. And I'm going to take my E23 again with no additional product on it and blend the edges of the eyeshadow. And now I am doing a fierce ring up to God with the NYX Matte Liquid Eyeliner. This is my favorite eyeliner. I've used this so many times in so many tutorials, but it never fails me. So don't fix anything that's not broken. And now I'm using the Ardell Wispies as my lashes, as well as the Ardell Clear Glue. So now I'm using, you guessed it, my Lancome Tint Idol 24 Hour Foundation in 470 Suede. And I'm using the Morphe E6 brush, which is amazing. Oh god, it's so good. I am so sad that I haven't tried it until now, but I picked it up right before the line was discontinued. Oh gosh, it's so amazing. And now I'm going to be contouring with this Fashion Fair Stick Foundation, and I will leave the color down in the description box. Now I am applying my concealer. I ran out of my Sephora concealer, so I'm back to my favorite concealer, which is the LA Girl HD Pro Conceal, and it's just amazing. And the color I am using is Warm Honey. To blend out my concealer, I am using the Morphe E8, which is a really good concealer brush. Again, the Elite collection was discontinued, which is really sad because these brushes are amazing. But I know Sedona Lace makes a pretty similar brush. So I'm just blending the majority of that out, and then I am using a Real Techniques buffing brush to blend out my contour. I just found that this was the easiest brush to use. But I did apply a little bit of more foundation with my E8 just to blend out the edges of the contour and the highlight. I want it all to look seamless and flawless. Next, I'm going to be using the MAC Prep and Prime finishing powder, and I'm using my e.l.f. tapered brush, and I'm first applying a light layer under my eyes to set my concealer so it doesn't crease, and then I'm going in with a cosmetic wedge and setting my jawline and cutting my contour. I really wanted a pretty strong contour, but afterward it reminded me of a beard. It literally looks like a 5 o'clock shadow. And now I am filling in my eyebrows with my ColourPop brow pencil and Banging Brunette, and I'm using a really light hand. This stuff is super pigmented and creamy, so I'm just mimicking my hairs and shaping them and all that good stuff. So my left brow always wound up looking really wonky. You guys can tell I got really annoyed, but I did clean it up with some concealer and an angled brush. So after I'm done with that, I just wiped away my bakage with a big fluffy brush, and I'm setting my contour and deepening it with my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour powder in Carob. And then I'm going to use that same blush that I used on my eyes as an eyeshadow on my cheeks. Again, I really don't remember the name, but I will put it in the description box below. And I'm blending everything out with a stippling brush. Now I wanted a matte highlight on my brow bone, so I used this Bdellium Tools blending brush in 776, and I just applied that and then blended it out with the E23. And now I am taking soft brown on my lower lash line to make sure the colors that I'm going to apply will blend nicely. So I'm going to start off with the orange going all the way across, and then I'm going to layer on the pink and then the yellow at the very edge of my eye. Again, I was out of frame. I'm always out of frame, but that's kind of normal now. But I really liked the way this looked at the end because it made my wing pop even more. I thought it was so pretty and so cool. So now I'm taking this dark brown to define my lower lash line. I just wanted to put it right on my lashes, and of course I am out of frame. Yes. And then I'm going to take that 770 brush again just to blend out the edges and apply a little bit of mascara to my upper and then load it up on my lower lashes. And now for highlight, I am using the ColourPop Butterfly beads. I am using ColourPop's Butterfly Beach, and I'm just layering it on. This has become my favorite highlight of life, and I also applied it a little bit under my brow to give an extra little pop. So my new favorite thing is to really highlight my Cupid's bow, because under my lipstick it just really pops. So I am starting off with the ColourPop lipstick, liquid satin lipstick in Mess Around, and I'm just going to apply that on my on the outer corners and lightly in the center, and then I'm going to apply Smashbox Nylon Nude and create an ombre lip. And that's the completed makeup tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys pretty soon with a new video. Bye.